In 3 very short weeks, the Barbie film has eclipsed $1 billion at the global box office, and highly likely by this time next week, it will be the biggest film, financially speaking, of 2023. Everybody kind of anticipated the film was going to do good, obviously, and then the plot leaked, and everybody thought, maybe, you know what, maybe it won't be all that popular. And then people who went and watched it, and it's like, actually, if you take a look at it ironically, because Greta Gerwig can't write her way out of a wet paper bag, it's actually, kind of hilarious and a very good critique, but you have to look at it ironically, and that's where we're at in 2023 when it comes to our entertainment. For very few bright spots that are actually out there, you have to put on a different lens in order to enjoy modern entertainment. But that is what it is. We're at this point in time because there has been so much land seceded to the leftists that are out there. Whatever, man. Enjoy the next crop of terribly written Mattel toy cinematic universe films. I think there's 17 in development. But by crossing that $1 billion mark, it becomes the second film of 2023 to hit that high rather. Obviously, the first one being the Super Mario Brothers film. And if you take a look at the rest of the stuff that's on there, oh my god, I would have thought that there would have been higher quality films that are on this $1 billion list. But outside of the, outside of the few bright spots, obviously, for me, The Dark Knight, Return of the King, the first Avengers, Jurassic Park, that must have been on re-release, but yeah. Outside of that, it just kind of reinforces an old statement that something that's necessarily popular doesn't necessarily equate to quality. Because holy shit, I'm a fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean films, but the two that made the most money, the second one's, it's actually not all that bad. If you skip the first hour of it, it's like, what the shit? All of that shit on the island is just so superfluous to the rest of the story, and it doesn't even get referenced afterwards, so it's totally worthless. If I ever want to do full-length movie reviews, the first one to me it's just about perfect. Might be a bit hyperbolic on that one, but the second one's got some issues. The third one, that was the first one when I realized that, wow, I can actually go into a film anticipating something, and then it doesn't meet my expectations, and it's actually not that good. And the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean film, I fucking hate that film. It is terrible. Still haven't even watched the fifth one. But yeah, and then I see a couple of other films that are on here, like The Dark Knight Rises. That was the last film that I ever went to the cinema to go see, but it made $1 billion, even for as horrifyingly terrible as that plot is. And then Iron Man 3. That is, I know that there are some actually horrible movies that are out there, but for me, for the films that I've seen, that is the worst film ever. I hate that film with a burning passion. But again, it made $1 billion. So did the Aladdin and Lion King remakes and a whole bunch of other Marvel schlock and a bunch of different stupid goofy-ass Star Wars films. Fantastic stuff. They're popular. They make money. Moving right along. But the only reason, okay, I've ran my diagnostics. I've figured out what got Barbie across the finish line. A political endorsement. This is real life, apparently. This got posted earlier today, and everybody has been taking the shit out of it. You can take a look on the sidebar right there, depending on where you go. And obviously, we're going to be talking about the other big thing that happened today, which is equally as hilarious, and a big fucking L for the entire woke movement. And this one right here, just by the fact that it got the endorsement, is kind of an L. So yeah, you crossed $1 billion, and then you got the toxic Justin Trudeau endorsement. We're Team Barbie. Got to be informed. Apparently that's Trudeau's son. I don't know, man. Realistically, it kind of gives me similar vibes to this, and we all know about that situation, okay? But we're Team Barbie. Bro, you're really lending a lot of credence to that rumor that, yeah, you only got separated from your wife so that you could live out your best life. And you're rocking mom jeans, a pink hoodie, and hanging out with slender teenagers. Yeah, definitely not sus, my dude. But everybody is ripping into him. And still, the Barbie film at large. Mostly because, just because it made $1 billion doesn't make the plot make any more sense. The characters be any less stereotypical. The film having any less of a feminist agenda, radical feminist agenda. And it's leading to a unique phenomenon, which everybody could have seen coming. Because, okay, outside of the way that I present the world, and the way that I, try to tell men to level up to be a formidable force in the world, Your average guy's going to be a simp, and he's going to be trying to latch on to the little piece of pussy that he can get and be totally subservient to his girl. So obviously, they would get this ultimatum on top of every other ultimatum. They're just there failing shit tests and being a placeholder boyfriend, or even worse, a placeholder husband, until their girls, this is, can monkey branch off to a better opportunity. You see it every single day of the week. Same thing happened with our Barbie aficionado right here, seeing that the writing is on the wall for his political career and there's not much lateral movement that he can make off of that one. Time to skedaddle out of Trudeausville. So yeah, feminists are informing their weak-ass soy-based boyfriends that they can take a hike if they don't want to go to the Barbie film, which is like, okay, cool. If your girl hits you with that ultimatum, that relationship has already been over for a while. But that's just a realization that you got shit frame in your relationship. So don't get the Barbie film. You're dumped. Women's ultimatum to partners over movie's feminist message. Well, at least 3 weeks into this stuff, they're finally admitting what is driving this film. As a feminist movie of the summer, Barbie has broken box office records. Yes, exactly. Best film of a movie, or best movie directed by a woman, best movie written by a woman, whatever their performance metrics and shit are. Who the fuck cares? But it has also broken hearts on social media. I really know about that. With scores of women telling their partners, "You don't understand the Barbie movie? Then you're dumped." See, because these dumb broads, okay, and this isn't just a female thing, but you know. Consistent women's moment. That's the way that they perceive the world. The world is simply a movie. There's this phenomenon called main character syndrome, where you think that you are the protagonist of the world and everybody else is just bit parts or bit players in your worldview. Female solipsism is kind of a driving force behind that. So yeah, what a lot of people say is, why do you care about the Barbie film? It's just a girl's film. If they want to tell their feminist stories, they just belong over there. Why? It's because we've already been through all of this shit. All you need to do is just harken back to that old saying, it's just on college campuses, bro. They'll grow out of it. Well, here we are having real world impacts, or at least theoretical ones, because, okay, if this is TikTok feminist advice, all of these chicks, they don't have relationships. They get pumped and dumped and thrown to the streets from whence they came, thinking that, oh, I could get a guy anytime that I want. It's just not the guys that I like. What happened? Where did all of the men go? Well, you're not exactly in demand if you've been nutted in 100 and some odd times. And you think I'm being hyperbolic on that? The American family-friendly film. Well, really, it's not. For people who go and check that, it's like, don't take your girl to it. I should say, don't take your daughter to it, because not really family-friendly. I think it's PG-13 or something like that, realistically, but whatever. About a doll that comes to life, bursting with, quote-unquote, jokes and glitzy dance numbers, has become the benchmark for TikTok users to judge their suitability of their partner. Once again, yeah, using films to equate it to real-life scenarios doesn't quite work like that, or at least it's not a sustainable way to live your life. It's like thinking the government is run the same way that it was portrayed on West Wing, okay? Or the CSI is as glitzy and glamoury as the way that CBS produced it for years and years when kids were growing up. But that's why we have all these dumbasses getting their CJ degrees and thinking that the government is just run by career politicians. Oh, wait! The American family-friendly film still isn't. Has been used as a benchmark. We know all that shit. Women are being urged to ditch men who don't understand the film's message on feminism and patriarchy. Yeah, because it's so poorly written that it's easily lampoonable? Is that what we're going for? Okay, cool. Maybe this is an IQ test for women. The craze has been driven by TikTok users who insist that agreeing with the feminist themes in the Barbie film should be a standard in a relationship. But, okay, so there was some TikTok goofy-ass shit playing. You know, TikTok feminist, Charlotte, who gives a shit or whatever. But I also noticed something hilarious. Okay, she has this goofy little divot on her head. Can you see the little bruise that's right on there right now? Okay, and this was something else that was getting pointed out. Justin Trudeau has that same fucking dent in his head, okay? He also had a Band-Aid on it earlier this week. Coincidence? I think not. Take your boyfriends to the Barbie film, and if they hate it, dump them. Well, first of all, you know, take your boyfriends the movies. Well, if you're paying for the date, you already know that relationship is over to begin with. Another said to a video liked 800,000 times. TikTok is AIDS of the mind. I think taking your boyfriend to Barbie should be a relationship to decide if he's a good long-term partner. Oh, God. All of this verbiage is giving me AIDS. Another said, I think it's perfectly reasonable for women to break up with their boyfriends for their negative reaction to the Barbie movie. All of these single cat piss stinking box wine enthusiasts will go ahead and tell you, because guess what? Misery loves company. One woman even canceled her first date after a man refused to wear pink to see the film. Fucking based. Where's that guy right now? I want to hear his side of the story. He's like, well, you have to wear pink. And it's like, well, I don't have to show up. She told TikTok that they had to make an event out of the cinema trip by wearing pink outfits and posting for photos together. Yeah, you know why that's not happening? Because you also seen this phenomenon as well. And this was something else that was trending on social media in the past week, okay? Seen this graph that popped up. Political identities of 12th grade boys, okay? More boys are now starting to identify as at least somewhat or staunch conservatives, okay? More now so than ever, while liberal ideology is kind of dropping off when it comes to kids, and it's very interesting to find the way that this poll works. You can see conservatism was basically, you know, the lay of the land when it comes to guys growing up, and then there was a big dip right around 2000, 2001, 2002, where everybody was just kind of like, I don't really know, Bush is kind of a neocon. And did Iraq have weapons of mass destruction? No, but if you were watching Fox News at the time, very much so, and if you were unpatriotic if you didn't want to agree with that. And then, yeah, you had your big spike in on and around 2008 when it comes to liberalism. Prior to Jimmy Carter killing the economy the first time around, that was the highest at its peak and likely the highest it's ever going to be, with Obama coming in. And once again, and like how the conservatives overplayed their hand, you weren't patriotic if you didn't stand up for all of the illegal wars that were going on. You were going to be a total racist if you didn't support Obama. It's not like John McCain was inspiring all that much as a support at the time. So yeah, and it's just been a steady decline since then. All the way peaking at around 2020 when everybody was locked up, realizing that, maybe there's somebody that is out there that makes me want to support them because they want me to be able to go out there and live my life again. Oh, right. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and ride with Trump, because you could see where it was just kind of flatlining at around 2015. It's like, yeah, we don't really fuck with this Obama shit anymore. And then, oh, Trump? Yeah, fuck yeah. And then you have a bit of a retraction there, obviously, but it's still higher than it's ever been, mostly because of the waffling that's around Trump right now. I'd imagine if they ran that shit back now in this time, yeah, I'd imagine it's probably closer to that peak from where it's been, but they don't want to know that at this point in time. Shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. As opposed to 12th grade girls, okay, you can take a look, and yeah, they've been steadily becoming more liberal as years have gone on, and you wonder why, okay? You wonder why the Barbie movie was so successful. You wonder why chicks are breaking up with their dudes, who's theoretically breaking up with dudes that don't agree with the feminist messaging. Yeah, it's because sexual tensions have never been higher than this. But I thought feminism was supposed to be empowering for women. It's been empowering for somebody, not for women, for high quality men. Because guess what? Now they got the pick of the litter when it comes to using you for recreational use. But you go out there, girl, you could be just like a man and be just as empowered. Yeah, really? You go ahead and tell that to yourself while you're crying yourself to sleep in your body pillow. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.